So we've got one email here, and I thought this would be perfect for our episode, right?
Yeah.
I haven't read this, but I read the subject line, so hopefully it is good. Need advice on how to be confident, please. And I think that Rory's the perfect person to answer this because one time I went out with Rory and he got completely naked and put his balls on the pool table. Security saw him do this, and Rory managed to convince the security guard to allow him to stay in the room while in his underwear. And I don't know how the fuck anyone could pull that off other than you.
I just said I'll put my pants back on if you let me stay.
That shouldn't work.
Hey.
What should we go? It doesn't matter about.
Yeah. Awful looking knees. So that's the trick. If you've got ugly knees, they'll do anything to get them covered up.
Hey, Lewis. I'm trying to get some advice on what I can do to try and improve my confidence and social skills, both in establishing friendships and in a potential dating environment. Over the past 2 years, I've been trying to work on myself and make improvements towards building up my confidence, which I had completely lost over the course of about 10 years, starting after I left high school. So this guy's got to be at least like 28.
Yeah.
Since then, I've struggled to make meaningful connections with people, men and women, aside from maybe one or two people here and there and some work colleagues, mainly because I don't feel like I'm interesting enough or have much to talk about. This also extends to being in some public places. For example, I started back at gym a couple weeks ago. I walked in, saw it was busy. I did 5 minutes of cardio and then had a panic attack and left for no reason other than I was nervous.
Oh, dude.
I'm sorry for laughing. That's not funny.
No, okay. Well, this is actually quite applicable because when I moved to Sydney, right, I was like probably around the same age. I was like, I would have been 27. And I didn't have any like friends over there, like outside of comedy.
Yeah.
And I really struggled to make friends, which is like weird for me.
Yeah.
You know, because everyone's like, you know, you're almost 30.
Yeah.
And like people have got their friendship groups, you know?
Yes.
Like it's pretty hard to like break into a friendship group of people when you're in your 30s as a dude. So
especially when you've kind of missed the boat on that entirely.
Yeah.
So this guy seems to have a lack of experience in general.
So first thing, daily affirmations.
Yeah.
Just basically just tell yourself you're great. Tell yourself you're a good guy. Tell yourself, you know, just write stuff down and stick it on your bathroom mirror. So every morning you wake up and read like 10 of those things out that you wrote down about like that you're a good person, that you're nice, that like you deserve to be loved. Like these things like
I've
really
got some on my wall over there. If you don't like you
lie to yourself.
Yeah.
Lie to yourself until you believe yourself. It genuinely works.
Yeah, you have to like you for other people too, because when you approach someone with this energy that you don't even like yourself, it's hard to like you because you're not showing me the beautiful things that are there to love you for.
Yeah, and secondly, start gambling. Okay,
I'm taking a step back on this one. This is all Rory.
So I found that when I was trying to like hang out with dudes, they just talk about sport, and like I don't know sport. Like even though I'm wearing like I bought this because I like the color.
Yes,
you know, like I don't know sport, and like a lot of people that I was kind of like around the fringe of were all watching basketball, and so. To learn the names of all the players, so I knew what was going on.
Yeah.
I would put like a $2 bet on like a 15-leg multi.
Yeah.
And I'd like pick two players and put like, you know, 15 rebounds for that guy, like 10 points for that guy, 1 steal for that guy, like 2 3-pointers for that guy. And I'd watch the game and I'd be so focused on that one dude because the $2 for the 15-leg multi turns into like $1,000.
Yeah.
And so you're like, let's go, man. You get excited and then you learn all their names. And so like when you're in a bar or you're in a pub.
Sorry to interrupt. It has to be $2.
Yeah, don't put
it. Can't be 100 because you got to place a lot of $2 bets.
Yeah, yeah. And also, And also you can actually watch it on the betting app, which is great. Sportsbet. I'm not sponsored, but I really do like gambling. Lewis hates it. Don't gamble. It's bad.
Can you actually watch sport on Sportsbet?
Yeah, if you put a like $1 bet on, you can watch the whole game on your phone.
Fuck, that's evil.
Yeah. No, but
Because
it's also you don't have to pay for the subscription.
That's what
every
I mean.
month. So it's like if you put $1 on, you have the chance of winning and you get to watch the show.
that's how they get you though.
Yeah.
Because you win your one. You
Yeah,
go,
look, I
dude, if
bet
this
more
was
than
$100, I would have won $10,000.
But then you learn all the names of the players, and then when someone like you overhear the conversation, if you're a dude especially, and another dude's talking to you about like next to you about sport, not even talking to you about sport, and they're like, "Oh man, you know, see what Steph Curry did last weekend," and you just go, "Man, you see that fucking 3-pointer he scored in the fourth quarter?" You are immediately friends.
Yeah.
Like it's like dudes don't give a fuck who you are if you know a little bit of sport knowledge. It's like it's so easy to make friends.
That's why it's so difficult to make friends out of high school if you miss the boat.
Yeah.
Because men especially bond around shared activity.
Yeah.
It's watching sport, fucking playing video games, building something. Like that's how men bond. We don't make friends. We do something and then Jim's all right while he's there.
Yeah.
And now we're friends. Yeah. But it's about this thing we're doing together initially.
And if you want to meet women, go to a protest.
Yeah, true.
Because most people at protest also have probably got some sort of anxiety or something.
Not a Melbourne one. Most of those chicks don't have agenda.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Like go to somewhere where other people with anxiety go hang out.
Yeah.
And like protesters, a lot of people who, you know, like they want to support, they want to be lovely. And so if you tell people you're vulnerable and you're a bit uncomfortable in those spaces, those people are great to talk to who also kind of have that stuff.
Yeah. A church is also
gambling.
Good for that.
Mainly gambling.
Yeah, gambling and going to church.
Church is a good one.
is good because they have to like you. You know, God told them to.
Yeah.
And that's a big part of. I think what going to church has taught me is like how valuable community is and how scarce it is.
Yeah.
Like actual community, like for not much of a reason other than, and this is maybe not necessarily church, but hanging out with old people.
I do love
and just watching how they operate with no social media. They put in so much more effort to remain in connection with each other, like going to each other's houses for no reason, just to show up, or like driving each other places or calling them on the phone. All these things that we have stopped doing because we kind of don't need to because of social media.
Yeah.
But you do need to.
You need it more. Like one of my favorite experiences with the old person, because I like to stop old people and ask them questions and shit.
Yeah.
And we were hanging out in Frio at like South Beach, and there's just like, you know, 4 of us just sat there, you know, we're smoking a J. We're just like chilling, eating strawberries on a rug. And this old dude walked past with a cane, and it was like 35 degrees, and he's wearing like a full 3-piece tweed suit. He looked like a gangster. And I was like, "Hey man, sorry to interrupt like your walk. Do you mind if we ask you a question?" And he was like, "Yeah, of course." And I was like, What was the best day of your life? Like, you know, you seem quite old, forgive me for saying, but like, I'm just curious, like, what was the happiest day of your life? And he goes, "Don't know what the happiest one was. I'll tell you the worst though." And I was like, "All right, dude, go on, tell us." Nice. And he goes, "I was a sharpshooter in the war."
Wow.
He goes, "I think it was the Vietnam War." He goes, "I was a sharpshooter in the Vietnam War." Right.
That's what going to war will do to you, make you completely unable to recall a good day in your life.
And he goes,
"I'll tell you what traumatized me though.
I was a sharpshooter in the Vietnam War. And I was on this top of this hill, right? And there was these two Asian dudes putting down landmines about 1.5 kilometers away from me. And I lined one of them up and I shot him. And as I shot him, he dropped the landmine and he killed the other guy." And he goes, "It's the worst I've ever felt in my entire life that after my wife died, I went back to that town to try and find the family so I could talk to them and say sorry about what had happened."
Yeah.
And he goes, "And I found out that the people in the town thought that those 2 dudes had actually stepped on a landmine and just died from that."
Wow.
And I go, "Did you tell him?" And he goes, "Nah." And then he throws his cane and goes, "But I've still got it, boys." I was like, dude, this guy's amazing. His name was Alex. I remember this dude like he was fucking yesterday. He was quality, dude.
You don't tell them. That's the correct decision.
Yeah,
actually, I killed them.
Yeah.
You let them think it was a horrible workplace accident.
Yeah. And he goes, "Nah."
Fuck.
Great story. Talk to old people. They're funny as shit.
All right. I've been taking steps to better myself, including losing weight. I've lost about 50 kilos over the past couple of years. That's amazing.
Yeah, congratulations.
Started getting my sleeping sorted. I'm working on kicking a really bad porn addiction.
That's titties, dude.
Yeah, those titties, man. And generally taking care of myself in terms of hygiene and grooming. Well, this is all really, really great stuff.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
you should email the first guy who emailed us. You guys should talk.
no, this is the first guy.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Same
okay.
bloke.
Oh.
Yeah. He sent a really long email. Yeah. Unfortunately, being more attractive helps so much.
Yeah.
With all social settings. When I got my
Lewis
new
is getting heaps of followers since surgery.
Dude, it's upsetting. It's upsetting. Not even followers. In public, strangers who are not fans are so much more polite to me.
Yeah,
men, straight men, everyone. Yeah, it's weird.
People God don't like ugly.
No, it's really unfortunate, but it is true. So this is great. All right, so now where I have a problem is I recently started talking to a couple of women online at different times with the intent of starting a friends with benefits kind of arrangement. Yeah, this is a first for me, as I've never done a friends with benefits thing before, and I was curious about doing it. The first one agreed, but eventually said no at the time, which was okay. This is a long email.
Yeah, it's it.
The second, I recently started talking to, and we were chatting over text for 2 weeks. We decided to meet up in person for the first time, which I was super excited about, but I was also shitting myself because I haven't had a one-on-one catch-up with the woman since my ex. We met up and had a chat for a while, and even though I psyched myself up to be confident, my nerves got the better of me, and I feel like I fumbled real bad. When we finished, she seemed very eager to leave. We didn't hook up. It was just a meeting. I went in full panic mode afterwards, thinking I'd blown it, and eventually got a message confirming that she was not interested in continuing because she didn't vibe, which is fair enough. 3 people have turned me down in the last few months, blah, blah. This email is so long. Obviously, you're overthinking.
In terms of the ladies stuff, dude, like if you just go on as many dates as you possibly can.
Yeah.
But when you get there, just go, look, you're very beautiful, and I'm nervous.
Yeah.
And like,
she will love that.
Yeah. And that's all you got to do. Like, hi, lovely to meet you. How's your day? Look, I just got to say, like, you're very beautiful, and I'm quite nervous. I don't usually get to hang out with beautiful women like you, so forgive me if I'm a little bit like.
That's hot, man. Like, unfortunately, be yourself.
Yeah,
like that is good advice. Like,
because if you pretend to be someone else, you'll end up in a relationship acting as someone else, and then you'll resent them, and then you'll break up, and then you'll have given them too much of your time, love, energy, and then you come out of it, and you don't know who you are, and then you have to rebuild yourself again. So just be the awkward little fuck that you are, dude.
Yeah.
Because they're the same. Everyone's the same. Everyone's just an awkward little fuck. So just
you gotta be yourself, and you gotta love yourself. And this sounds like very generic, like boring advice, but that shit fucking works. Write some affirmations. Go for walks, join some kind of community group, whether it is like helping old people out at a community service or some kind of sports team or going to a church or anything where you can get social reps in, where you talk to people. The more you do it, the more you'll realize that you're actually just like a normal guy. There's nothing horrifically wrong with you at all.
And gamble.
And punt as much money as possible through Sportsbet. Use my code SPEARS.
I'm gonna get out of here.
Yep. All right.
Yeah.
That's it, mate. Good luck.